now tuned in to the Jack in the Box podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hurry, turn those headphones up because we are about to put a very special episode into your ear holes. My name is Cy. I'm with the Jack in the Box podcast, and I'm doing it dolo from the Padded So Studios right now. We're working from home, as many of you are, during this coronavirus outbreak, also known as COVID-19, if you're trying to sound like a nerd. And really, you know, what it is all of us got to be safe. You guys got to be safe. Take care of you and your loved ones. Make sure you're practicing safe hygiene, you know, like washing your fucking hands. So do you, boo-boo, make sure you're good. And we're wanting to make sure we brought you guys quality content while all this is going down. So when we went into the studio to record this episode, the intros were a little tampered with. You know, we had some technical difficulties, and I do that from time to time. I like to put the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable, really just to keep you guys on your toes. But we had some technical difficulties, and we wanted to go ahead and give you guys a clean intro. So on episode 9 of the Jack in the Box, we feature your boy, our boy, everybody's boy, Danny, Nix the Muncher, Nix the Ruler. He comes in all the way from Red Hook, Brooklyn to share his thoughts with the world today. Also stopping by is our very special guest, VV Bunny. She stops in to make sure she shares her 2 cents with you as well. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to drop you guys right in to episode 9 of season 2 featuring Danny and VV Bunny. Catch you later, freaks.
You are now tuned in to the Jack in the Box podcast.
So do we have an intro, you think?
Yeah, I think we got that.
All right, cool.
So hopefully, I'm going to keep an eye on it from here.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Jack in the Box podcast is back.
Woo!
Bringing you an awesome episode, and it's during a crazy time. I was saying, our boy, I thought you did it at one point, but you're saying you still tour.
So I still am. So native New Yorker. I'd also like to preface that by saying that I live in New York City. I think there's a big difference.
Okay.
Somebody goes to me, yo, I'm from New York. Oh, yeah, where do you live? Schenectady. And I'm just like, get out of here with that.
I would never remember
that ain't New York, son. Like, that's just Canada, my man.
That's up New York.
Yeah.
Up north.
So born and raised in Brooklyn, second generation. Grandparents came from Puerto Rico. My mother grew up in Bed-Stuy. My father grew up in East New York / Lower Manhattan, which is also known as the Lower East Side. Mm-hmm. I've always had a passion for the city. It's made me who I am today. It's a love-hate relationship, but ultimately my love supersedes the hate. And in 2008, I got into tourism / hospitality by just working on a tour boat.
Right. Big industry.
I served as a helping hand, or what's known in the industry as a deckhand. And there was one day where the tour guide didn't show up, and we had a boat full of people ready to come on. Captain calls me in and is just like, yo, we could do it like this. We could just run these boats without any commentary, or somebody could get on the microphone and just rock this shit. So ultimately, I was like, I volunteered to do it. And as time went on, I went and I got my license to do it. You do have to be licensed in the city. And over time, I took it to another level. So now, like, I'm a travel director. So aside from giving the facts of New York, I plan out itinerary. I essentially create experiences for people that come from all walks of life, all over the world, whether it's Australia, Japan, New Zealand, Russia, you know, like, yeah. So I've
around the world.
I've met a lot of people. I've gotten a lot of people drunk, but also at the same time enjoying the city.
That's dope.
Yeah,
so,
man.
like, to say the 3 of us want to go to New York and we're planning a trip, what are we doing first? Set us up with a guide?
Well, I mean, it really depends on your personality, right? Like, see, I try to do a lot of my stuff by not necessarily catering to the general tourism aspect of it. I like to kind of give you an immersed locals experience. So, you know, I'd go to areas.
See, that's good. That's unique, man.
I was going to say that
hang
earlier. That's one thing that surprised me is that he takes them to the local spots. Like it's off the wall kind of places that you don't normally see on the websites. And these
I think
tour
people
guides.
value that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not
Some
normal
people
shit.
it takes specific.
There's a little.
crowd, bro.
There's a lot of value.
Have
in
you
that
ever got
because
like
you want
any
that experience?
Yeah, exactly.
So,
like Have you ever got any like pushback on that? Like, yo, what's this spot? Like,
Yeah, sometimes, and we were having this conversation before, where people, obviously New York, it's been at the forefront of like major cities that have gentrified, right?
Yeah.
And you have predominantly minority neighborhoods. Like, okay, I'm going to take, for example, this what we were talking about this yesterday. I was using Dykeman and Washington Heights, which are in Upper Manhattan, which have always been immigrant-based neighborhoods. Like early on, the Dutch settled there.
Yeah, that's right.
Afterwards, it became an area where Jewish immigrants lived. Over time, it became an predominantly Irish neighborhood, immigrant neighborhood, and now it's predominantly a Latin neighborhood.
That's crazy. What is such an eclectic mix?
It's insane. But to your point, like the thing is like, so now that it's a Latino neighborhood, the rents are still semi-reasonable, but you'll have Karen from Ohio.
Here comes Karen.
You know what I'm saying? moving into Washington Heights or Dykeman, where this culture already exists.
Yeah.
And she feels threatened because she's not used to that. You know, so that sometimes does happen. But one of the things that I try to emphasize is, hey, look, it's not wrong. It's just different.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that's just a general perspective that most people should have through life, right? It's not wrong. It's just different. And if you don't like it, fine. Like, at least you tried it out to know that you don't like it. So,
facts.
Makes sense.
Agreed.
I think a lot of places, the culture in that place kind of like, I think they feed each other. So the culture feeds the identity of the place, and the place kind of like, has some kind of influence on the culture as well.
Absolutely.
How can the culture have influence on the people here? We got so much of a mix. Like Karen from Ohio comes through, people like Danny come through, and they kind of, Orlando is just such a big mix of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
New York is one that's always changing all the time.
The diversity in itself is going to bring the different spots, stores, restaurants.
Yeah.
Right, you're going to have business owners that are going to want to share their culture, and that's how you're going to learn from that. And you pick what they're good out of it, and keep it moving. I mean, it's something you get to enjoy. It's different from yours.
Dano gets to come to Orlando every once in a blue. You also travel to
once
Puerto
a year,
Rico,
more likely,
right?
man.
Yeah, for sure. It's about once a year now, right?
yeah, I've cut it down over time. Used to be more than that.
Bad influences
A lot
over
more
here.
weeks like this,
Jack
you're
in
going
the
to be in
box,
trouble.
Exactly.
Tampa and Orlando on
So
another
Tampa,
level.
you visited Tampa a couple of times, right?
Right. So, I'm generally, man, like I'm a socialite, obviously, and a lot of my time I spend with my friends are going to sporting events. Diehard Yankee fan, and
shout out to Gate 6.
You know, so I have a side venture that I have with a bunch of my boys. So we're called the Gate 6 fam.
Know what I mean? Follow them on Instagram.
And essentially, it's a Yankee fan support group where we organize outings, whether it be at the stadium or viewing parties.
And y'all travel. Y'all travel with the team.
Yeah, so we go. Yeah, we'll do. Well, obviously with everything that's going on right now, the MLB has sort of postponed and suspended things that are going on. But some things that we had planned were doing spring training in Tampa. We had like a big event planned this weekend, which that didn't go through. We were going to go down to Baltimore for opening day.
Okay.
Just to get, because especially since New York is such a transient city, right? Like a lot of people are coming from so many other places, and they're just looking for like things to do in social gatherings.
Right.
And that's just really what it is. It's like, yo, come through. Let's talk about, a mutual love for the Yankees. And then, we could decide if we'll be friends.
This will decide our future together.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a fucking maniac when it comes to that.
What does it take to be a part of the Gate 6?
Passion for the Yankees.
Well,
that's about it.
Knowledge of the sport, but actually, so there's different levels to
tiers.
it. Like we're not gonna judge. It's just a matter of signing up for a membership. There's different tiers of it as far as signing up, and once you're in, we get you involved with our newsletter, all the events that we have going on. We give you some merch, like a Gate 6 hat, Gate 6 shirt, Gate 6 koozie. We have those like drawstring gym bags, that kind of stuff. Nice. So, it's
dope.
it's just listen. We spend so much time doing it, and we figure like, hey, why don't we
make it a
just
thing?
Make it a bigger thing.
Yeah.
Right. Find other people.
Like
that
what are the
like
hooligans? What are those things called? Firms, like soccer firms or football firms.
Right, exactly. Yeah, and so the Yankees, they had like they have some things out there, but so one of them are called the and it'd be funny if like one of them listens to this, but the Bleacher Creatures, they're like old school fans, but they're kind of like the fans that if you do something that they don't agree with, they'll call you out on it.
Hey, Bleacher Creatures.
Yeah, so,
Check out Jack in the
Nobody's
Box.
safe.
Nobody's safe. Call us out on whatever you want.
And then
Absolutely.
there's other corny people that are like from like
Corny bastards.
like South Jersey that are trying to run a Yankee fan group, and they think they know
South
what's
Jersey.
up, but yeah,
Okay.
because I mean it's not too far from New York, but
Not too far from New York.
New Jersey?
Me?
whatever.
Oh no.
Oh,
no,
I
no.
thought you-
I was
you
born
got
in Los
really-
Angeles.
You look like you got excited
You've been
about
out
Jersey.
West, right?
Yeah. So
You were born in Los Angeles?
Yes.
All right,
Yeah.
sweet. Because I've never been. The farthest west I've ever been was Colorado. But you guys have been. You've been to San Diego or whatever
Yeah,
it
I
was.
haven't been further than Colorado.
San Diego,
San Francisco, the Bay.
the Bay
San
Area.
Francisco, right?
So
You've been there a couple times.
Yeah.
it's funny, but one of the homies that were just here that I was down with in Tampa, I don't know if he made that comment when you were there, but he was just like, "This motherfucker Danny hates women in New York, yo."
Oh yeah.
He dates no women in New York. He's like, he's like this
Too
guy.
much attitude, bro.
It
That's what
is.
it is.
They're a
but-
different breed.
But I will.
They are.
They are. But I mean, I
Not necessarily
I
bad.
love women from New York, but also at the same time, nothing hits better than a Cali girl, yo. Like,
Really?
Hey.
All right. So
Yeah.
speaking
We know
of the
what's
Cali girl,
up.
Vivi Bunny just
Hey.
mentioned that
Yes.
she was born in L.A.
Torrance,
To
Los
live
Angeles.
in Zion,
Tell us about
LA.
it. How is it over
So-
there? How's the culture there?
So I never lived my adult life up there. I always went back to visit, and more frequently, like when I was in elementary school, middle school, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it is a different vibe. You'll see a lot more of like the yoga hippie kind of, all of the stereotypes really are true.
Just cholos.
Exactly. Pretty accurate.
Unfortunately
Just
and
cholos.
fortunately. Yeah, there's
What's the cholo
deep rooted.
scene like?
It's real as fuck. Like
That's
Mexicans are like California can be considered almost like a northern Mexico, kind of how we consider Miami
Here's
northern
a fact.
Cuba or whatever.
Cali was
It's
part
like
of
the
it
South
Mexico.
was part of Mexico, right?
But so the Mexican culture runs so deep through that town,
can imagine for
and
sure.
and the food, obviously, but
Tacos.
also like most of the population, a lot of the population are Mexican, so
I
you
mean,
have
it
that
was-
Hispanic.
It was Mexico.
It was Mexico, absolutely.
We just said
took
that.
Yeah, absolutely. So
We'll just take that. Thanks, Mexico.
so it's really interesting, and plus like so many people move to California from everywhere.
What's
Yeah.
signature
Sure,
or unique from specifically like LA on that side that's different from the east side or Orlando or southeast?
That's a really good question. I think lots of the woo woo out there, like crystals,
What's
all that
that?
junk.
Hold on.
Run that back.
Healing crystals, healing this, la la la. Like
okay.
like your mom, stuff that your mom would roll her eyes at and be like, "Here, take this crucifix and go to
Gotcha.
church." Like
Brujeria.
silly shit like
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
and like the whole health, like. If you look at, for example, a bottle of medicine that you get here, it's got like a whole section of warnings just for California. And like that says
That's
a
true,
lot
man.
about how California
How they run their
yeah,
shit.
they're just
Exactly.
like, if science even suggests it, they're like, well, we got to watch out for this now. Like,
Exactly.
so
They
Being
got
from that
pretty
area,
intense.
what kind of like how do you feel about immigration? Do you see it as a problem? Is it really not a big deal? Do you got a different scope from that angle?
What's interesting is that not necessarily based off of like living in or not living or being from California, as much as a job that I just recently had in roofing,
Right.
which employs a lot
Wow.
of the Mexican
Yo,
community.
That is a baller, bro.
Hold on, roofing?
Yes.
I didn't
That's a
do
very
any
difficult
roofing.
job.
Are you out there laying the fucking roof?
That's a
No.
very difficult job. Holy shit.
No,
That'd be the new
That'd be
gun.
G as fuck if you did.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, it was honestly a job that I took in the interim. My seen, I guess, or what I've dedicated a lot of my life to doing is selling commercial trucks. So that's kind of my thing, which is still off the wall and random. But
that's an easy sell for you, huh?
Yeah, a lot of the times it is. But
so from that, like, are you able to see are there any issues in that kind of?
The thing is that the Mexican man is a provider through and through. Right. And that affects so much of their daily decisions. Like, those guys are on a roof. They don't have papers, but they're making enough money to have a house here and a house in Mexico, and their family in Mexico living like the queens of the town, which is crazy, like, because here we're struggling to make a rent,
on a daily,
But they will work 12 hours on 100-and-something degree roof
with some Coronas
without stopping.
Yeah, exactly.
Up at 6 a.m, not done till 6 p.m, and sometimes 8, 9, and not care. Like, and that's something that obviously, like, I would never do. Even crazy. Like, you couldn't pay me enough.
Right.
So, like, the fact that they do work so hard, I mean, it would be cool if, since you are making that kind of money to do your paperwork, you're already on this side of the fence,
pay some taxes,
pay a couple taxes, pay, a little bit of money to
Uncle Sam.
But why are we paying Uncle Sam, though? That's
exactly.
Like,
but then that leads to, like, why the hell are we paying tolls to just drive on a road?
So true.
Or, like, why
if it breaks down,
like,
it's gotta be paid
what?
somehow.
It should be where that road kind of pays itself off, then you don't charge no more.
Then you don't charge anymore.
That'd be kind of dope.
And almost have like a
it.
website that people could go to and be like, oh, this is how close we are to making that money to then remove that toll from the 408.
That's a good.
But
these motherfuckers.
But why would the government ever be so transparent?
Yeah. The toll system.
They would never.
Robbery, son. I hate it.
Everything is high. Insurance.
Maybe with the
we're
toll
paying
system.
insurance for what though? Like, I mean, just in case you get
security.
Just in case security.
That's what it is.
It's scares acted home security, like insurance on your house. That shit sucks, bro.
Have you ever been through a situation where you were glad you had insurance to cover whatever that situation was?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I truly have.
Feel like it paid off?
I truly have.
Yeah.
Nope.
See, you haven't, but I like, for example,
I wish I wish I had insurance on my dog when she fucked up.
Oh my goodness.
Very true.
Wow.
That's one thing I still haven't gotten, like a dumbass, but we got to get that for sure.
That shit's expensive,
But no, my
bro.
car's broken down. I've hit tires, road tires, and messed up everything.
Car insurance
underneath.
to me is worth the nightmare as long as your insurance company cooperates with you. Like, I've had a totaled 350Z, like that $500 or $1,000 down or whatever, instead of the replacement of an entire vehicle plus gap insurance. And that's another thing.
Gap insurance is definitely.
Gap insurance, people, it's a scam.
Facts, bro.
It's a scam. People think it's a scam, but it depends on who you go through. I worked for Ford, and Ford has an agreement.
Oh, yeah, so you
and
know,
I mean, Ford's not paying me to say, like, whatever. But, like, I worked for an automotive company, and they offered a gap insurance through the vehicle manufacturer that truly did
cover.
It was worth it. It was absolutely worth it. And there's a lot of people that get sold on some scam ass gap insurance, but it works. It works.
Speaks to the identity of every place in a sense. Right. Do you guys see? I think the way they see immigration from their end is very different from how immigration has left a footprint on New York. Do you guys see immigration issues right now?
I think the general perception is that like New York is a liberal town, but
made of immigrants.
Made of immigrants.
New York's history is rich of immigrants.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was having this discussion with somebody about like the Cuban population
in New
York.
Well, just in general, how Cubans early on, like during the Castro era, like they fled.
Yeah.
With programs that allowed them to benefit while they were here.
Yep.
And
in the 1970s, like that was the big one,
right? Which is why you had the influx in the 80s and all that. And then they were able to establish themselves, but now it's like they frown upon that being extended to like other
Cubans,
other Cubans,
cultures.
other immigration,
right.
Which is one thing that, like, I said, pay, whatever it is, but it is expensive to become
no, for
legal.
sure.
But I think that there should be things put in place to make it easier for the average person that truly does want to contribute and pay their taxes, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Because I don't want to pay an arm and a leg to become a citizen of a country that's going to be taking money from me further. You know,
Yeah.
like make it accessible to people. People will weed themselves out if they're criminals. Deport them. That happens.
Right.
You know,
for sure.
nobody
Or
is
somebody's
perfect.
gonna
But
turn
make it
criminal, man.
accessible
Could
to
be.
people.
Yeah.
You know,
Turn criminal?
if you're the
Yeah,
home of
like,
freedom.
If you're in a bad situation, you know what I'm saying? Like they may have to do something to I don't know, feed their
To
families.
make
like
ends
steal-
meet.
Right.
Right.
Gotcha.
Right.
So it's not, yeah.
But going back to your point, so yeah, like early on, yeah, Dutch settled Manhattan and New York City was the melting pot. Like generally the motto back then when they first landed in 1624, and then like in that time it was like, yo, we don't care what language you speak. Like, can you make money? Can you can you contribute to
Choose to
what's going on over
exactly.
here? Like,
Sure, yeah.
come on over. You know what I mean?
Yes.
true.
The mindset was way different then.
But then it also like that the pushback existed back then too, because there was the first governor of New York or New Amsterdam was
Yes,
a guy
exactly.
named Peter Stuyvesant, and Peter Stuyvesant was like racist, like a Zionist, like didn't want like he was anti.
And that's New York's first mayor before he even became New York.
Well, here's the thing. He was the governor. He was the
Oh, okay.
governor. But the thing was is that he affected people's pockets. So that eventually,
Funny how that works.
what they did was they kicked him out. They were just like, "You gotta get the fuck out of
Yeah.
here, man! Like you're
Wow.
fucking shit up."
Corruption at its finest.
But so and then obviously you had a huge influx of like Italians and Irish, and now again those people that benefited off of that in the past, where like they went through Ellis Island, but you know what? Honestly, not everybody went through Ellis Island. Some people jumped off the boat before they got to Ellis Island,
Yeah.
and still were able to benefit from what's
Right.
going on here. So, I'm gonna put this on blast, man. Yo, there's
Nobody's safe.
Nobody's safe.
Nobody's safe.
specifically there's so Staten Island
Yeah.
is as like super conservative,
Okay.
super Republican as can be. And
Okay, I can
there's
see that.
there's
Yeah, that makes
also
sense.
a few districts in like South Brooklyn, specifically like Dyker Heights, Bensonhurst, where you'll find that too.
Yeah.
You know what I
Oh,
mean?
wow.
Where and it's interesting because those neighborhoods that I just mentioned in Brooklyn and even Staten Island is very close to a neighborhood in Brooklyn known as Sunset Park.
Yeah, yeah.
Where predominantly, you have a
Exactly.
lot of what they don't feel is like
Status quo.
Right,
Or
exactly.
Right.
Yep.
Or the,
Or they're
the,
just not
the look
comfortable
of-
with.
Right.
What they're not
So,
comfortable with.
It exists.
Yeah.
It exists. So I guess it depends on who you talk to
Right.
out there, which will determine like their entire outlook or perspective.
Who do you see the
on it.
most of out there now? I remember you told me there was a lot of Cambodians in Brooklyn for
Los
a minute. there.
dominicanos están encendidos allá.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
Dominicans,
Hey.
Dominicans, big,
Saludos a todos los dominicanos.
a big influx right now. Like Middle Eastern, like Arab
really?
nations, yeah. So you could generally tell what the immigrant group that's coming in by the street food.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
Oh, that's beautiful.
the people that are
for
out
real.
there, like in the trucks,
Give
in the
me
carts,
the food. All of it.
like what they're selling, what's out there in the streets, like that's how you know what's coming in at the moment, right? So like Lower Manhattan, like near Wall Street, is
Yeah.
believe it or not, it's like one of the best areas to go get street food in New York City because that's like a melting pot. There's actually an area where there's it's called Hanover Square, and there's just trucks that are parked. You have pierogies. You have
stop.
chicken over rice.
Oh, wow.
There's pizza trucks there.
This is
There's-
street food?
Yeah, street food.
wow,
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
See, that's the
So,
thing about New York.
Yeah,
That is, yeah.
Famiglia's
Beautiful.
is still out there on on like 5th maybe. I think it was on 5th and on like 100, maybe even 98. I don't remember.
What's it called?
Famiglia's. Famiglia's or something like that.
Famiglia's Pizza. Yeah.
What?
It's still
This
around.
place is legendary.
It's
Holy
still around.
shit.
Yeah.
Wow. God damn, that threw me back. D'Agostino's is still open. They still have that chain out there?
D'Agostino's.
You told me it does, right?
It's sort of tapering out a little bit. D'Agostino's and Graciti's. There's not that many of them left.
Wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
man. There's only certain places like that kind of like fit that. Like for us, we finally got Wawa down here, and I guess like that was a commodity maybe somewhere like in Tennessee and all that stuff.
So awesome.
Yeah.
Wawa for the win today, bro.
Fire.
Wawa for the win last night.
To anybody who is listening, the grilled cheese, please.
I never even knew that they had a grilled cheese.
Oh my God, it was your call.
Yeah.
It was his call.
Wow, this guy knew the grilled cheese. That's amazing. Look at you.
Well, they have a Wawa in like Jersey and Pennsylvania. So like when I go visit other family members, that's how I know that they have like certain things. We don't have it in New York City though. We don't have a Wawa.
Right, because it has
you
to
don't got a
be a
Publix.
gas station. Like I've never seen a standalone just Wawa store.
Right.
It's always
Right,
been a
right.
gas station.
Also gas,
so.
yeah.
Yeah.
Got dinosaur soup in case you need it. You guys told me you ordered food really late last night.
Oh yeah.
Oh God.
How
It's
late?
like
Wow.
5 in the morning.
Yeah, it was like
Straight up.
4:35.
But how did you order it?
Uber Eats, huh?
Eats, yeah.
Shout
You found
out.
a driver at that time.
Fucking 4 in the morning.
Somebody
What did you order?
was out
Steak
making
and
money.
shake?
He's trying to
Steak and
hustle,
shake.
man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
What'd you guys get from Steak
We
and Shake?
needed some real greasy food
Oh, yeah.
after all of the drinking.
After the day we had, yes.
Add some grease to it. What'd you get?
I got the Frisco melt. I always get the Frisco melt
Yeah.
with
Ooh,
fries.
that boy is greasy.
So
Oh
greasy.
my God,
And I
the
ate
Texas
the
toast
whole
is so greasy.
thing. I
They
ate
put that
the
on like
whole thing.
butter.
So good.
A little bit of meat.
Let me tell you, I ate the whole thing, no shame
Yep, no
whatsoever.
shame.
Fries, sandwich, in the tummy,
Oh.
slept like a baby.
Yes.
Dang.
Amazing.
Al
That shit was
Chapo, what did
beautiful.
you get?
I had the double cheeseburger with bacon.
Yes.
Yes.
It's one of the $4 something. What is it? It's like 4 meals under $4,
It's
something like
a
that.
cheap burger.
It's a cheap.
Cheap
Anything
burger.
at Steak and Shake, you know it's gonna be good and cheap.
Do you get
Like,
the pickle with it? They slit. It's
No,
like a
actually,
sliver.
the
that's
shakes.
funny. Yeah, I don't like
That's a weird
the,
pickle. It's just
I don't
like
like the slice
a
of
sliver
pickle.
of pickles.
I don't like that
Yeah.
either.
Yeah.
It has to be the
So, no, I
round.
The chip,
I
like
gotta
the
get
little
it, and I
chip.
split it in half, and I try to put it perfect.
no.
Because then
I
it
just have
like
to work that
breaks
much.
uneven.
Yeah,
and
you're right. I just have
Sometimes
to work
like
that
you break
much.
it down the line, and then
Yeah,
you get
down
this,
the
like,
Thank
string
you.
hanging from
God.
one side of it.
Yeah,
like,
but I'll get
torture.
it anyways. I
It
put
is.
myself through
I
it.
like it.
What did you get?
Oh, I didn't get anything, man.
He was having a
Oh my
rough
goodness.
night.
Yeah.
He was having
There
a
ain't no
rough
vegan
night.
food there. There ain't no vegan. There's not vegan.
Vegetarian. That's taking
There's vegetarian shit.
Well,
Yeah,
that
they
brings
didn't
me
even
to-
offer a salad, like a taco salad.
That-
Nothing.
oh wow.
Daniel's not about the
Nothing.
meats.
No, he's
Well, we were
very
gonna do
committed.
taco without the taco.
I respect that shit, man.
Yeah, they could
did
have.
that shit
They
for a
could
month.
have
That
done
shit
something.
sucks.
We could have done something.
Well,
Shit.
when you know you're in bad shape, and Georgia's been able to set this example for us, and it's infamously known. It's very nobody's safe. Nobody's safe.
Which time are we talking about?
It's referred to as maybe we've called it John John's birthday.
Oh.
We've called it what was it? Oktoberfest George.
Oktoberfest.
That's become a level.
Yeah,
That's
Oktoberfest.
become a level. So we can
Oktoberfest.
say
You don't want to be there, bruh.
But that's where Danny was. Danny was at Oktoberfest George
Nah,
yesterday, right?
I think I was
yeah.
Oktoberfest George maybe in
Thursday.
college.
Alex was going to a step back to Thursday, and you were like, college.
I gave him at least Thursday, and he was like, college.
Nah.
Oh.
The reason
Yeah.
being is like I was still like sound of mind.
Okay.
I was
Like,
sound of mind.
I had.
I don't want no tacos.
Look, here,
You were
here-
not sound of mind.
Listen,
You were non-responsive.
Yo,
No.
Ebor last year, you were almost George Oktoberfest.
Ebor
Oh,
last year.
Ebor
Hold on.
last
No,
year.
No,
come
no,
on,
no,
Spider-Man
no, no,
shirt,
no. That's
I gotta tell him.
that's
what he
Rage
needs to
Danny,
know.
bro.
It was all.
It
was all
Danny be
peace.
always raging though, bro.
It was all peace.
It
Until
was not peace, sir.
No, people like listen, bro. No,
Not till you wanted to
it was
sit him
peace
down and have a
until
conversation.
This ended up happening.
Until he said something about
No,
Spider-Man?
that's not it. That's not even why it popped off. It popped off because
He was
Guys put
disrespectful.
hands. Guys put
yo,
hands.
son, he literally he grabbed me by the waist and moved me to the side
Ooh.
when there was mad space to just walk
he
around.
grabbed you
me.
by the chichos.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
it's
Bro, that's
Chichos.
disrespectful, bro.
That's
Don't,
disrespectful.
don't you touch my chichos,
Yeah.
motherfucker.
Yeah,
For the uninitiated, Chichos are love handles.
Yeah.
All
My
right.
chichos were a lot more
The muffin tops.
The
pronounced.
muffin tops. Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, so he did that, and I was just like, see, but here's the thing: even though I was fucked up,
Yeah.
so I ran towards him, I grabbed him, and I said to him, "I understand you're having a good time, but don't ever fucking do that again."
Mad
And he was like, Mom, pick me up. I'm
Need to
scared.
understand it.
He just looked at him and was like,
What?
fuck Spider-Man.
I was wearing a Spider-Man shirt. I think you guys like brought this up at some point. I was wearing a Spider-Man shirt, and somebody was like, "Yo, fuck Spider-Man. Spider-Man sucks." And that's why I was like, "Come here, motherfucker."
No, but I'm glad the horse was here
and I
for us to get
remember
it from
this.
his mouth.
I was on the other side of the hallway talking to Natasha.
Yeah.
And I just see you over there, like from the periphery of my fucking eyes. I'm just like, oh shit.
Yeah. Well, it was funny because they were all standing kind of far
Gail
apart.
was just chilling there.
Yeah.
Just chilling there, just
Right.
waiting,
Because
just waiting.
he understands.
And I just,
It's not the first rodeo.
I tackled it. I was like,
Yeah,
Bear,
they grabbed me.
I was like, let's get the fuck up out of here. Bear hugged his ass out the fucking thing. I was like, yo,
Yeah, man.
hay que parar esta
Yeah.
mierda. Hay que pararlo.
Gotta try to save.
No, but yes.
Captain Save-A-Ho can't save them all, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Trouble finds Danny.
But
unfortunately.
yesterday, I knew I was like, all right, you know what? Like, I'm not good. I'm gonna get out of here, right? Somebody that's like a complete mess wouldn't have done that. Like,
True.
That's true.
I just would have went to the bathroom there and just
gotten it over with
Right,
and
right.
tried to continue.
you know what I mean. And then
In my defense,
was it?
You were.
I guess we're still on that.
Yeah. He was.
I'm a heavy drunk though, man.
You are.
As long as you're not
I might
hurting
knock
anybody.
fucking big ass.
No, and
umbrellas
here's the thing.
over.
Here's the thing. So we did it with fam, right? Like you were around people you trusted. Not everybody was like that. So we were able to take, and everybody's got to have that night.
Oh hell yeah.
Everybody's got to do it
Absolutely.
at least once.
How else are you going to be able to have stories?
When's the
Yeah, you
my
need
my
to
last
do
night
it.
like that?
You need to live
You
a
have
little.
to.
Was 25. That's the last time.
Yeah.
I had something.
You gotta live a little.
Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do.
You owe it to yourself.
You do, man. Every now and
Live your
again.
best life.
Toot your horn.
Yeah. And
Blow off some
PSA,
steam.
don't grab nobody by the chichos.
And
No.
Right.
Or the ass. You
Yes.
know, a nice shoulder tap, not a shoulder rub either,
Yeah, yo.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
You need human
Like,
shoulder
hey,
contact.
can
Just get my
we
attention.
get past? Like,
please?
no,
Him too.
tap.
Him too.
Him too.
Him too. all right?
Hashtag him too.
Hashtag him too.
Don't touch me.
she combined it.
Yeah, but there's a certain etiquette you
man.
follow. You guys had a busy weekend. You went to a crowded area, and we'll get to the coronavirus really soon. But you guys did go to a
These
crowded
guys are
area
wild.
yesterday. Where did you guys go yesterday?
Wild.
We ended up yesterday.
Last
We went
night.
to Guilt.
Guilt.
Well, no, before.
Oh, prior?
The whole day.
Yeah,
was-
how-
Well,
I
the whole
missed
day we
that.
were in Tampa, which is ground zero here in Florida, if I'm not mistaken.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
during the day, we did brunch right in Tampa. There's a place called Daily Eats, not sponsored.
They ain't paying us for this shit. Just so you
They're
know.
just that was just my recommendation. It's my go-to.
Right.
So I
Fire,
went
hot
there for
fire.
breakfast.
It was
you guys
very
delicious.
good.
It was good.
It's very
Yes.
good.
So it was breakfast.
Yes,
Yeah.
brunch,
Cool.
brunch.
Brunch, bro.
Alright,
Come on.
Did
you guys
come on.
drink?
Come on, bro. We did it.
did
They,
drink. All right,
no, none of us did.
Over
I don't
I
think they
wanted
had
mimosas.
booze there.
No
Did they?
mimosas?
They had mimosas.
they
Y'all
did.
just
You know
didn't
what? We
look.
didn't.
See, I would have done
We ordered
mimosa.
coffee.
I thought
this
y'all
minute.
were just
I'm a-
being good, and I was like,
I would've
well,
done
I won't
mimosa,
order
yeah.
one.
See?
I wanted to order
I
one.
would have
Should've
gone for the
done.
mimosa.
Yeah, you should.
Don't
And I
worry
was
about
like,
them
first
judging you. Fuck these
impressions.
guys.
Yeah.
We would have been remembering about it, like when you ordered, and we would have ordered.
Exactly.
Because we had.
Well,
thought
I
about
didn't
it.
know
We
what
talked about
vibe. I
it.
was
We're
trying
very
to
easily
vibe off of
influenced.
you guys.
Yeah.
Next time, don't you worry. Wherever I take you guys, we'll get mimosas. I will get the mimosas if you don't want to.
At what point did you guys leave Tampa and come to Orlando?
That
They
was
left
after we stopped
after
at
Love Child.
Daily Eats, and then what was the other place?
Love
Love Child.
Love
John
Child.
hit you up?
That
Nah,
place.
I didn't get no love last night. Somebody was pissed off at me.
Oh.
Huh?
I wasn't mad at you.
Oh.
Don't even.
He was like,
Don't
I was like,
start
bro,
with
I
me.
saw I saw
No.
that you called me. He was like, bro, that was my ass cheek.
I said, I don't think I
Yo,
meant to
that-
call
that
you.
was the book.
Sorry.
So we got
You
back.
guys get here.
We got back like around 7. Quick power nap.
Oh, okay. Oh, you did power nap.
Yes.
Power nap.
Wow.
I
bravery.
still have to shout out Love Child. I'm sorry, we had an amazing time.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Okay.
I said
there.
Love
First
There's
off,
content there.
Yes.
You're moving too fast on this.
Love Child in Tampa. Let us please
Okay.
talk
Tampa.
about Love
We're
Child.
not in Orlando yet.
There's fucking.
In Tampa, we have a
There's
Love
fucking
Child.
pink
Let's go.
chairs. There's fucking trees
Disco
on the walls,
walls.
painted pink, green theme, really aesthetic.
Stained glass.
Stained glass on the walls.
Yes.
Like you walk into this place and you feel like you just want to live there.
Yeah.
Like some 20-something-year-old white girl definitely decorated it, but she
Right.
has taste. So like you're willing, you know, like an interior designer or something like that, and you just want to live in there.
Yeah.
You just want to live in there.
There were so
There's
many seats. That's
so
first
many
and foremost.
seatings. You never feel crowded by the people around you. Like we never felt uncomfortable. Like a huge group
Yeah.
of like 20 girls walked in, and it was like nothing. Like
Yeah. It
we
was
were
multiple
comfortable.
Groups actually.
Yeah, huge
that had
groups of
walked
people would
in
walk in there, and it was like
Chilling.
like this.
Wow, so cozy.
Chilling. And the
Really
drinks
cool
were
spot.
amazing.
And the drinks were so good.
Okay.
Yes.
One
And
of
then
them
you guys
was-
have a child?
No.
Nobody had a love child.
Oh, what
Yeah.
the hell? You got me all excited. I thought you had a love
Yeah,
child.
No, just
No,
the
that's
name,
the name
of
of
the
the
place.
place.
Oh, that's the name of the place?
Yeah, it's spelled
Jesus.
L-U-V child. Like
Yeah.
I don't know,
Yeah,
something
love.
sassy in there.
Gotcha.
It's like Pandora.
Did you guys end up
Once you
leaving
walk
to
in-
Orlando right after Love Child?
That's when we left. Yeah.
That's-
So we
Gotcha,
we got
okay.
out of Love Child, walked to the cars, and
Had yourselves a power nap over here
yeah,
Yeah.
rushed home to sleep.
because that driver's a bitch.
It wasn't
Like
that
an
bad.
hour and a
on the way back.
half.
After
Yeah.
the
Roads were
And there's
light.
no.
The roads,
There's no
yeah.
traffic.
The problem
No
is
traffic.
I-4, and I-4 didn't seem to be an issue for them or for me when I came,
Especially
because I
'cause of
came
the Disney.
about a few hours later.
Disney shut down. There's no traffic around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For
now
sure.
that Disney's done.
Exactly. And again, we're gonna get to the big ass elephant in the room.
Yeah,
Stupid ass Corona.
right.
But before we get there, just keep going. We're doing good. So you eventually get to Guilt. What DJ was performing?
I.O.
You seen him before?
Obsessed. No.
No,
First
not
time.
live.
All
I
right.
had the opportunity at EDC, but it was a day show,
Okay.
daytime set, and I just
They
did
made him play
not.
day.
I did not. It was the day we were like trying to rush to get there early, and then we decided to not. So
Were you
Yeah.
familiar with him? Have you seen his shows?
Yeah, well, I had not seen him either.
Okay.
I'd heard of him, listened to him, but never seen him live.
Yeah.
And it was just
It was
has
amazing.
to. It was
So now
everything we
it's-
hoped it would be.
I was
Yeah.
gonna ask how they can review him. How was it? Like,
it was good. It was pretty dark techno, like
Right.
what was
Which
the
is
vibe?
his
Was dark?
aesthetic.
yeah,
Yeah, the vibe is
sucks?
dark. No.
No,
It
it's
will.
amazing.
I mean, when you go in expecting it, and you like, for example, like I usually like really colorful outfits, but I wore all black.
yeah.
Okay, so you know what to expect going in
so
there too.
you know what to expect
Alright,
when you're
yeah.
walking in there. Like that's his aesthetic, that's his vibe, and
It's like whiskey, acquired
And
taste.
Oh,
think
yeah.
Matrix, and the techno in
Oh,
Matrix.
Yeah.
okay.
and like
And he
Darude
uses
Sandstorm mixed with like
Yeah,
Zed's Dead dubstep. Like I don't know, like just some
Wow.
really angry Darude.
Okay. Wow.
Very, very
Like
cool.
Darude had a
Well,
bad
if you
acid
know-
trip.
If you know Darude, then you'll understand. Yeah. I don't think
I gotta
they've
remember
probably
hashtag that.
they'll know it if it's played, but I don't think they
I
know
just
the
Probably.
Hard-
Yeah,
just that
well, it's
hard-hitting
just
shit.
like it's something
all I
that's
know.
honestly it's at this point it's a cliche. If you hear it, you'll absolutely know it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll
okay,
absolutely
so
know
then,
it.
yeah, you'll recognize it. One of the things. I'm bad with faces too. It's the same shit.
Yeah,
Dope
exactly.
set,
Did you
dope
like
set.
the spot last night? Guilt.
Yeah, no, it was cool, man. I actually went there a long time ago, but when it was Roxy.
Roxy.
Yeah,
But
man.
then
That's the last time I
shootings
went to it, too.
happened.
Yeah.
At Roxy's?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
People
Yeah.
died.
Holy
At
shit. At
Roxy's?
Roxy's?
Then they changed the name.
And then they
Oh,
changed
man.
it. And they were like, no, gracias.
Like I used to go
Yeah.
back
Damn.
when like Pro Style
Yeah,
was
yeah,
on the
people-
come up before he
Exactly.
became like a really, really big DJ.
Mm-hmm.
But it was cool. I mean, the vibe was cool. Not the first time I went to an EDM show with Alex,
Yeah.
but you know,
You get to meet the
never-
Ray fam. We talk about the Ray fam a lot on the
yeah,
podcast.
they were dope. I didn't get to interact a little bit too much with them because you know,
Okay.
like I was still feeling a little queasy, and I probably bounced like around like 1:30 or so just to get out of there.
But yeah,
But no, it was a cool vibe though.
cool
You know,
man.
It's
Just
always a
having
good
it out
vibe there, man.
It was
Yeah.
cool. I
That's the
think-
same
Yeah,
spot
George,
where we're
Just
sweating.
not in this situation.
What do you mean?
in the Corona.
Oh, well, it was funny because there was a ton of people with masks.
I
on.
wore a mask.
Yeah.
But it was like an aesthetic thing, really,
Right.
because it was a like dark outfit.
Yeah,
Like, it was a
exactly.
black mask.
It made
like a
things
cloth mask.
interesting with the lights too. The people
Yeah,
had the LED masks.
some people had like
on,
LED
so-
masks. Mine actually had a carbon filter in it.
Oh shit.
Mine was actually
Filter,
practical, but it was aesthetic too. But like a lot of people were wearing like there were the people who were wearing actual like surgical masks, and then there were people who were wearing like aesthetic like neon light up masks. Like
Right.
so, people had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah. It was
As
cool.
But with
expected.
the vibes.
Damn,
Honestly, and I'm
that's-
calling it
that
right
goes
now on the record that masks are going to become fashionable
Yeah, for
I mean,
thanks
sure.
to the coronavirus.
Have you
but
not seen Bad Bunny?
right, absolutely. But you know
It's already-
what?
it's
You know
already
what's
been a
really
thing
funny is that
prior.
rave culture, and I'm not tooting our own horn here, but like rave culture absolutely set the groundwork for mass culture.
Yes.
Like we use it for dust and to hide whatever. Like
Yeah.
if you're,
Yes.
you know, and so like that has been a part of rave fashion for years and years and years, and now
Absolutely.
it's
Very
about
good.
to become mainstream things.
That's exactly what I want to talk about is music culture, right?
Yeah.
You were saying the differences in the scenes. What was it at the back of the house? You were saying something about the differences in the scenes, like let's say 10 years ago versus now, and the norms that would have been okay then, and the norms
Right.
that aren't so okay now. Like maybe how to approach a girl and whatnot.
Oh.
Right.
Speak on those. Like what are things that you just don't do no more? You shouldn't do no
Well,
more.
I think generally what happens is that a lot of people
Cultural etiquette,
that
essentially.
go
Right.
out now sort of lack that desire to want to interact with a person face to face because
Okay.
especially with like Gen Z and
Tinder.
the later millennials, right? Tinder
Yeah.
is like
We've
is
changed how
it-
we connect with one another.
Right. Like,
right.
why would you go to a club when you can just sit at home?
exactly.
So convenience is a factor.
Yeah.
Convenience
I
is a
would say.
huge factor. Obviously, with everything that's going on with like Me Too as well, you have to sort of tread lightly and understand
Yeah.
like boundaries and like what's okay, what's not okay. And then you also have, I think, no matter what, this will never go away.
Dick pics won't never
The ugly one.
Dick pics will never go away. And I have questions for y'all who have dicks because I don't understand.
I just don't know what
understand.
drives a man just to like
Like, here's my pippy. Here it is.
say hello. How you doing?
Like, at least ask, you know, but not like just
And
out
just
of
launch,
the blue.
bro.
Just like send peepees. Like, I don't like. I am really proud for y'all for having them. Like, good job.
This is a
But,
recurring topic that we have on the show.
Yes.
we
Remember?
totally talked about this.
Chloe,
But, like,
Chloe did mention this
No pun
shit.
intended.
dick pics, like, it's just because, like, I will be sitting on Instagram, like, minding my own business, looking at cat pictures, and then, like, I'll get a DM, and I'm
Go
like,
from pussy
oh,
to
yay.
dick too quick.
Oh, yeah.
Too quick.
You know, but, like, all of a sudden I'll get a DM, and I'll be so excited to see what it is. Maybe it's my friend sending me more cat pictures.
Right.
No. It's like some guy who's
sourly
like, you
disappointed.
like what you see? And I'm like,
Yes, she says the same shit.
fucking, what?
The buffet's
No.
right here.
Babe.
Yeah.
And it's looking like a single pretzel.
All you
Like,
could eat.
I make great guacamole.
Too much meat's right here.
No. It's
Damn.
just, why?
So,
It's a reoccurring thing.
Sorry,
It is.
Dan.
so they're used to that kind
No.
of communication.
No, Dano was going on
You
a
can't do that
totally
personally.
other.
And in person, you can't walk up to a person and be like, yo, I do this over the internet, so let me just take my dick out. It's not going to work in person. It might. It might not. You never know.
No, it will never. I
That'll
don't.
land you in
And you
jail
know what?
in
I
prison.
can't
You said
see a
before, It's a
situation.
numbers game.
It's
Some
a
will say.
numbers game.
Yeah, it is.
It's a numbers game.
The more no's you get, the closer you are to a yes.
You're destined to hit a yes at some point.
1 out of 100, and I'm winning. Yo, maybe 2.
The odds.
Who knows?
Yeah.
2%, you're killing
Hey,
it.
you making your own supply and demand right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, yes. You don't succeed if you never failed. I
It's
think Kobe
totally
Bryant
a
said
numbers
that.
game.
Dang. Rest in peace.
did.
Kobe
All
Bryant.
right.
So I wanted to ask you guys, would you ride in a helicopter ever again?
No.
That's a no.
Fuck no.
How about you, Horge?
Yeah.
Let me
not?
chime in on this before.
Why not? Why
Yeah.
not?
Because
I won't. I'm just saying.
I will.
helicopters are constantly falling. Like,
Constantly.
let me just explain to you.
I wish y'all could have seen her facial expression. There was so many
Because it's like, it makes so much sense to me, but you have to think about it in like a design way. Like, these things are designed to lift up off of the ground and then keep themselves from falling the rest of the time that they're in the air.
So
The only reason
technically-
they move into directions are because of the little thing in the back that goes
Yeah.
bzzz.
Yeah.
But they're constantly just not falling.
Yeah.
As opposed to planes that use, and my dad builds planes, so that's another reason. Like, I have all this weird random knowledge on air, like
Okay.
whatever. So planes are designed to use air almost as a wall against
Right.
the wing, which makes it to where they glide through the air. They truly can't fall out of the sky. If they're mid-flight and something happens with the motor, the engines,
That's
they
another
could still
story.
deploy wheels and land
because of the wings.
safely because they can glide onto the ground. A helicopter? No.
Right.
It just stops going and
That's what I
it
was saying.
falls out of the sky. Because that's what it's constantly doing, is just not falling.
Ooh, I've heard a pilot
So fuck
describe
that.
it as putting like a
No.
marble on a table thing and trying to balance the marble and not letting it fall.
Oh,
Right.
That's weird. But
That
like
is
with
weird,
people's
but
lives,
that's
doing that with
true.
people's
With
lives, in your
people's
life.
lives.
Exactly.
That's a fun little game.
No, it's not. I'm going to go ahead and say it right now. No. Like,
So being from
Damn.
LA, what happened?
I don't know. I heard it come.
I heard some crazy shit.
Yeah,
out
Stop.
there.
Stop it with
I
that
heard some
shit,
crazy
bro.
shit out there too. But I was gonna, we're
And
gonna
you
keep it
know
going.
I don't like
Yo,
clowns,
all
bro.
right, so this is-
You pull this shit all the
Is that-
time.
I heard
That's-
something. I
I
don't
did
know.
not
I
wanna
just heard
see
something
that,
growling
bro.
over there.
Yeah, all right. So
You know the little dogs from Ghostbusters?
dogs from oh my god, what, of all
Ghostbusters
things to
2?
fucking
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what
He
I
is
heard,
Vigo.
bro.
You are like the buzzing of flies.
Yeah, what a great movie, bro. Igor.
Great movie.
Vigo.
Was Vigo or
Vigo
Igor?
the Destroyer?
Vigo.
Who was Igor?
Igor, that's the assistant to Dr. Frankenstein.
Oh, shit.
Oh, I would
Shout
have
out
known
to
that.
Shout out to Dr. Frankenstein, bro. That's our boy. You guys freaking out over the coronavirus?
Nah.
Let me ask you, how's
little
your
bit more
toilet
now.
paper concern?
I actually have a bidet, so
Okay.
Oh man, that's
Those shits are
genius.
sold out.
Are
I was
they?
looking for
On
one,
Amazon?
Fancy.
Did it come
I
from
wanted to
China?
get one. Probably.
I actually got it off Amazon, but yeah, probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
Prior.
But this was I've had it for like over 2 years now.
Man.
Facts,
Oh,
they,
so you're ahead of the game.
they
Yeah.
got the portable ones now.
Yeah.
Like you could just.
You know, speaking
Oh.
of Amazon,
Sounds great.
I mean, if you want to use one, take it to work. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
There's a portable.
Got options
wait,
everywhere.
can you like just go to a store and buy it, or do you have to buy that online?
I saw it on Amazon.
See,
Amazon.
Amazon. That,
Amazon.
That's
Amazon
what I'm
is
saying.
the end all be all. It's the best.
There you go. That's what I was gonna get at. So
They
what
deliver
the
everything
most
from
products
A
come
to
from where?
Z.
Where would you say the
Yeah,
most products come from?
I really do. Order
In the
a
world
lot
right
from
now,
Yeah.
I'd say China for sure.
China, most
but I
products
think
come from
I think
there.
you're gonna see that trend change a bit now
Now, right?
with all this happening. I think
What's the one thing that keeps coming to all of our houses that we all have in common? Amazon packages.
right.
So who's to say, like, how long does that shit last on an object? Like,
3
have we been
days.
ordering
3
the
days.
coronavirus?
3 days.
3 days?
3?
So if you got rush delivery
3 days.
and you got in contact with somebody who, like, you ordered a phone case and, you ordered it, like, right now.
But nothing is being exported out of China right
Well, it
now.
depends
Yeah,
on what's
that's
coming
why.
out of
That's why
Wuhan.
the
And it
toilet
always
paper
takes forever.
Before
to
right
get.
now, I'm saying,
toilet
like,
paper
when it was all
shortage.
happening, before we realized how much it was being spread.
Right.
Like, do we really have an idea of how much and how fast it was spreading? Because
Well,
they're
we
little
don't,
intangibles like that we
because
just can't
China
look
Do
Because
we
at.
China
really
did not.
even
They,
know
they didn't
it's
want our
spreading?
help. They didn't want
Do
nothing.
we even really know it's spreading?
Is this
Right.
even real?
All right, so speak on that. Speak on that.
Well, like,
We're not
do
supposed
you?
to be here. You know
does
that, right?
anybody? Hello, government.
Right.
But no, do you guys? Do any of you guys know anybody that has been diagnosed personally?
No.
Personally, no.
But
Right?
Tom Hanks got it.
And like, well, Tom Hanks is
He's beloved by
famous.
all America.
So okay, so if you go by like the rules of like the 6 degrees of separation, I can tell you quite a few famous people that I'm separated by 6 degrees. Like,
Okay.
but like,
That's
what about
interesting.
people with
What-
coronavirus?
Explain a little bit of the topic first. The 6 degrees.
So like,
What is
there's
that?
this theory, and it's been proven multiple times that like there's 6 degrees, 6 different people. You can make
Pinpoint
a chain of 6 different people that lead you to any
famous
any
person or
particular other
anybody.
person. Like let's say Hulk Hogan is an easy one because it's just an easy
Tampa.
one for me.
Tampa.
I know, yeah, well Tampa, but like my friend in high school, she dated Nick Hogan when they were like 14, 15 kids. 6 people out and eventually link yourself to
some other
somebody,
person. Right.
anybody in particular.
Oh, jeez.
So let's do that with coronavirus, right? If you link yourself 6 degrees, do you think
How
you
many
could even link
people-
yourself to somebody with coronavirus?
Well, let's
And I
see
don't
this.
think it adds up, like we would at least know one person. We
to
don't.
the Google Mobile. Do we know how many people have been affected by the coronavirus?
I can probably look that up right now.
And then kind of if we take that and divide it with the population of the world, do you think you can find yourself within 6 degrees of that percentage?
And that's the thing.
I think the chances are slim.
Exactly.
So for me to know somebody
Well,
6 degrees,
But it's also
it doesn't surprise me that I wouldn't know somebody right now of it.
it's also a little
with
tough because obviously like you have the whole incubation period too. Like people have it right now that don't know that they have it.
That's another point that I was going to
You
say.
know what I
That's
mean?
true.
You probably don't even show
So-
symptoms, but you can have it.
Right, exactly. So, how often are you going to be able to recognize that immediately? Like,
Right, but even diagnosed,
True.
like right now there's 153,648 confirmed cases, 5,746 deaths worldwide. So I think the numbers are exponential. I mean, we should at least know somebody who's confirmed diagnosed, right?
mhm.
I don't
Wouldn't
know.
you
That's
say?
like 1% of the population.
That's
Maybe
the
so.
global population, exactly.
Yeah.
It's a
But we've
small
got
number.
a Tampa hotbed.
I feel like
we do, and
the
we
death
have
rate is
Miami
still-
hotbed because the guys flew in from Italy to Miami, then went to New York.
There's 4
Right.
times that many people in
So-
Florida alone. Imagine the globe. So that's just a small fraction. It is probably less than 1%.
That's my thing.
The
It's like
death
it's not a
rate,
lot of
I think,
people.
is still
It's not.
lower than the flu, like the influenza.
Absolutely
thing.
it is.
So
Do you guys think
more
it's
people are dying from the flu.
whatchamacallit, like a Thanos? Like just to kind of cleanse the world kind of thing?
I think it is, and I joke around. You know, boomers need to go.
So let's say the world's even said, okay, global warming is an actual issue, right? And there's people, global or world leaders that probably won't do as much to make things happen. Let's say we need to kind of like kill off human beings because we're the fucks. Who do we decide to kill? Kids? No, we don't want to kill kids. That's fucked up.
That's the future.
Middle-aged people? No, they got to fucking take care of their kids. The old people are on the way out. Let's develop something that, you know, some of the other ones, the healthier ones, they're not even going to show symptoms of it. But it'll take out the older ones, the ones who can't even breathe anyways because they're on their way out.
Right.
So we just kind of kill them
Sucking
off.
up our resources.
No blood is on anybody else's hands. It's a virus that did it, not a person who did it or whatever it is, or an entity who did it. There you go, yes. So like, what if that's the case? And I'm not saying the episode of Simpsons taught me this, but what if? It's fair to ask or
this
not?
kind of reminds me of Demons and Angels. Have you ever seen that movie?
No.
The second edition of
the
Da Vinci Code vehicle.
Yes, Angels and Demons, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, like there's been 5 major extinctions in the history of the world.
Right.
And we're supposed to be the next. The 6th will be like, if it ever happens, will be humankind.
We are the
And that's the thing. Saying that this isn't
going down.
some weird, crazy conspiracy, right? Saying that it's not that. I think we are due for one of those times where, you know, the world, Mother Nature always wins. And
Right.
and at the end of the day, you know, if this is purely
But I don't
Mother
think this
Nature.
was Mother Nature. I think this was a
But
man-made
let's say
thing.
if
This
it
one I think
is.
was, yeah.
Like definitely over there in
absolutely.
China, like their
Well, what's
population's over.
interesting-
Like
Oh,
they're
was
always
it?
trying to kill off people. So I feel
They
like
always have population problems, absolutely.
Exactly. They have rules against
They
population
do.
too.
Well, they actually got rid of the single child rule.
Oh,
really?
I think like 7 years ago. Not that long
Right.
ago at
Like
all.
the
Cool.
2 children, if you had the second one has
Right.
to go, or, some
Or
shit.
not that it has to go,
It
but you
has
don't
to
get
go.
government funding, is what it is.
Oh, they were orphan kids though.
Were they? Well, I mean, they are. So you know what? I'm not surprised because they harvest people's organs too. So
Whoa. I
Hey.
did not know
you didn't
that.
know?
Hey.
Oh, they use people.
Harvesting
Oh.
organs?
and how, bro, and if they're
This
eating
is a
Sonic,
rabbit hole you will not come out of if you
and
go.
if they're eating Sonic and Tails, bro, imagine what they're doing with the
Yeah,
organs.
Sonic
Yeah.
and Tails and everybody else.
Yeah.
So
China
supposedly, the
has a
Wuhan
great-
virus, or Wuhan, I'm sorry, Wuhan. What is it? The market
Well,
has the what I've heard like it's been shit from animals that created this. Do you guys think that's true?
no.
Do you think it's more man-made?
Yeah.
And
I
then
read
implemented?
somewhere, and I can't source this.
Like
my
AIDS.
apologies, but I did
Oh,
read.
wow.
I did read that there's a huge laboratory, lab facility in Wuhan
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
that is near where this virus originated, and
Crazy
so like
coincidence, huh?
weird, right? There's a lab right there in Wuhan. This disease
Came from
originated there. I mean, you can blame bats all you want, but like at the end of the day, people are eating some crazy shit out there all the time,
We love eating crazy
Yeah.
shit.
and we've been doing it for years.
Yeah, man. But
So-
like, but bat soup, fuck all
Nah,
that.
fuck that.
I heard it was a Chinese cobra. I guess you could hear it's a bunch of things, but either way, man.
Right.
Fucking, where do we go from here though? Like we're at a point where we're not at a point yet. We're on a complete lockdown. We haven't done like a straight up whole quarantine where everybody has to need to be, or like a what's it called, a curfew. Everybody needs to be in the crib and the National Guard's walking up and down the street making sure everybody's.
But they've been talking
Yes.
about that, right?
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. That's
That's the
next step.
direction
Is
we're
that where
going in within Orlando, from what I understand.
For
Is that-
sure.
Just like it.
Does that scare you guys?
Absolutely.
It scares me because of what it says about the control that we're under.
right.
More so than the disease, because I really don't believe that the disease is as big of a threat than it's being made out to be.
Okay.
So
If
I
you
think
don't
it's
contain it,
scary
though,
because of the.
You know?
Well, but
I
like
feel that's-
I think it's
anything.
just too
That's where
early.
I feel like that's where
Canada
China kind of fucked
literally
up.
just was able to isolate the disease, which means that like they're really really close to being able to help us out, eradicating, getting us a vaccine.
Right.
So like truly, again, if you're healthy, you're young, you don't really have a lot to worry about. It's the older population, which again,
Like
I
if
mean,
you
they're
have
sucking up our taxes and resources.
Yeah.
Well, on
It's
that,
not us,
you don't
it's our
know the
parents.
after
The
effects
boomers are
of
scared
what
because
this-
they're in office like shaking in their boots, but we're like, well, you know,
It's time for you to
it's
go.
time for you to go. You're already fucked up enough.
Right.
Stop taking Social Security.
Can we make weed legal?
But as a real
Immediately.
shit,
right now.
you don't know the after effects of this fucking virus, tampoco. You know what I'm saying?
After effects, I'm just saying.
Because
Yeah.
like, because I've heard like there's 2 like levels of the virus. There's like an A or B or something.
Are you
whatever.
talking about
Yeah.
healthy wise
Yeah.
though? Like
And I hear like people that are recovering, they're still like they have like the respiratory. They can only have there's like 60% of your lungs come back. or some shit like that.
Okay.
So it's like, yeah, you survived, but
You're damaged.
your fucking lungs are
Yeah.
are damaged.
Yeah.
So
there's damage.
I wanted to talk about personal experiences. I know you guys know we were talking about it earlier today. My dad had caught the swine flu sometime back, several years back when my son was born. And then double pneumonia in each lung at the same time. So they did what they're doing now, where they put you in an induced coma and what is it called? They intubate him,
Intubate, yeah.
right? And they say like that you can only keep a person on. That was it right there. You can only keep a person on there for about 2 weeks.
Damn.
Those are my thoughts.
Oh my God.
And that machine, they had him on that machine. It was kind of breathing for his lungs for him, or him, doing his thing. How much does personal experience kind of take effect into it too? So I tell myself like I believe the same thing as you. It's not that big a deal, but if it is, you know what I mean.
Right.
You got to, as a human, you want to take some precaution if you have people you care about, essentially too.
Right.
Knowing that I do help out with my dad and recover from a lot of what he's doing now, and I can be a person who can carry it and not show symptoms.
Right.
Should I become more concerned now? Should I actually maybe buy into certain things? Do I need to go get toilet paper?
Well,
these
I
kind of
always
things come
go
through my
off
head.
Okay, chill. Everybody needs to chill with the toilet paper.
Yeah.
Like
For
you said,
real,
a
bro.
bidet is fine, and your booty probably feels way better.
Just take a shower after.
but
motherfuckers.
I'm
right?
always-
Yeah,
right.
I don't
You
wanna
fucking
take a
home.
shower. I don't want it.
Take a
wet.
shower.
right. I'm always at the camp of like better safe than sorry. I mean, we should be washing our hands every day anyway.
But that's been a thing.
We
since
should be
forever.
since forever. Germs have been around since forever. It doesn't matter the type of germ. Unfortunately, this one can be deadly for people we care about.
Yeah.
Okay. Better safe than sorry. Wash your damn hands.
Wash your hands, man.
You
Be
should have
clean.
antibacterial soap at home. If you don't right now and you're buying hordes of it to be an asshole, then there's a problem with you. And you should have been hospitalized way before this shit came around. Like, there's a problem.
I think it's bringing attention to all sorts of different things that we didn't really put too much attention around. You know what I
Right.
mean? So, like, what kind of things are we being more conscious about now? Like
Touching
washing
my
your hands.
face.
Touching your face.
Yo,
Yeah.
the
What
other
else?
day, my eyes started watering because I was laughing or some shit. I was like, I rubbed them shits. I'm like,
You forgot.
fuck, how much shit did I touch? How many doors did I open?
And then you start thinking of
I
things
was
like
like,
that.
all
you know what I
right,
mean?
Right.
got it.
Yeah. I mean, how many hands have you shaked?
Got it.
It's mine now.
And that's the thing.
At guilt last night, I was making sure like
I was gonna ask you guys,
nobody was,
have you
like,
been shaking
rubbing up.
hands?
Well,
Do you do an
well,
elbow
um,
thing?
there
We
was some
tried
hugs.
yesterday
Yeah.
when we met
Do you
up.
feel like a hippie if you do it? They'll be like, fuck, I'm
No,
giving
I
into
feel
the
like an
system.
asshole, to be honest. I feel like, okay, like, what we're used to, what we're societally accustomed to is shaking hands. And when you don't do that, I feel like almost like I'm disrespecting
Right.
the other
Yeah.
person.
Right.
I was a little weird in giving you like a hug, like a
Right.
what's up? Un besito.
Because it's now it's
I
in
was
the
like,
back
oh,
of your
shit, I
mind all
don't
the
know.
time.
Yep.
I don't know if I should, but all right, fuck it. Well,
Exactly. And like it's in the back of my mind all the time. And it's one of those things where like I went into the bathroom last night and you see these girls like frantically scrubbing their hands, which you would not have seen before. Like you'd see a girl walk out. I hate to say it, but like
Just
girls
walk
would
out.
walk right out of the bathroom, not
Like,
give
I
a
don't need- I
shit,
don't need it.
run their hands
Now
underwater,
there's a
maybe.
line for the sink as well.
Now
as
there's
the
a line for the
toilet,
sink
like,
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Human behavior. Humans behave very, very weird. There's times that like we drove by a motherfucker that said swag dog in the back of his car. And then when we finally got past the door, what was it? It was an old bald
It was
guy, right?
he was a boomer.
No, he was.
It was a boomer.
He was a. I'm about to be out boomer. Yeah, like he was
Oh
about
my
He
god.
was a boomer.
He was an
gray
old
hair, all
gray
white
hair,
hair. No, all
Silver
white.
fox.
Caucasian man.
Yeah.
So I'm sure
With
people do
swag
stupid
dog on his
things.
license plate.
I'm sure people do stupid things, but what do you guys, identify on people where you're like, what the fuck's wrong with this guy?
Honestly, my thing is if you're going out and you're trying to have a good time, don't get fucked up where you're uncontrollable. Like you got to
Right.
be able to know your limit
Yeah.
and understand how far you can go.
Yeah.
And just don't be stupid.
Not
Right.
everybody's programmed like that, though. Everybody's programmed so differently.
And I-
Right.
and I got
and there
it.
are some people who do think of like, I owe myself this night to
Right,
just
and
like
I think there's a
Little
little
filter.
difference,
Yeah.
difference too. Like last night, we saw that dude just walking around zoned out, no friends,
right by himself.
By himself.
He ended up running into a girl, by the way.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I felt so happy for him because he looked concerned
Wow.
and lonely.
Wow, dude was zoned out.
You
Though.
look
was
concerning,
zoned
maybe?
out.
Like, you guys.
It was weird because he was moving really
That's
slow.
weird, man. I don't know. That's a little odd.
Yeah, it was very.
It was very odd, and
Just go by yourself?
Y'all ever go to a movie by yourself?
no,
Nah.
I did
I don't know.
once.
I just don't go to the movies at all.
It wouldn't bother me, but I haven't done it
Netflix
yet.
has changed that for me.
Exactly.
I've done it
yeah.
once. It was awkward as hell.
Really?
Yeah, it just felt weird.
Do you guys go out to eat by yourselves? Like sit down and eat?
I do
Mm,
lunch.
I do.
I do lunch by myself quite
Yeah.
often.
I do
Yeah, I think
too.
so.
I eat by myself often, but I kind of like the experience. I like doing certain things by myself. I
Yeah.
go to the beach by
I
myself.
enjoy this too. I do that all the time.
Yeah,
All the time.
stuff like that is kind of cathartic.
Ooh, yeah, for sure.
I don't sit down in a restaurant and eat by myself. I don't know.
I'll do it.
I'll sit at a bar and eat and
Oh,
drink.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
So, what other
That's
places can you go
acceptable.
by yourself and it'd be not weird?
Dog park.
Well, I mean,
I was
festivals,
gonna say
people do it all the time.
Child's playground.
Festivals.
People do
Children's
it at
playground.
like overnight festivals, like Okeechobee. I wanted to go by myself.
Yeah.
Tomorrow World, a lot of people will go by themselves.
Oh man,
Well,
all those kinds of
Dang,
things.
like
I would not do
festivals?
by
Nah,
myself.
that's wild.
No way.
It's weird,
else?
man. Like I found myself by myself the like 2-3 DCs ago, and I did not enjoy just.
Oh, I think you ran
walking.
into me and Johnny, didn't you?
It was that
Like,
was
at
one
the
time.
end of it.
That was the second time.
Oh, oh damn.
Which was I was gonna compare, right? Which was not that bad. So
Right.
the first time it was like, holy shit, and I'm just gonna sit here for now and enjoy just people watching.
Right.
See, yeah,
But
that's all you can
then-
do.
Yeah, that's really all I was gonna do. And then I saw one of our crew, Bryle.
Bryle.
Yes,
Yeah. Shout out to Bryle.
Shout out to Bryle. Cool
Always
ass dude.
down.
Yeah. And I saw him and I was like, oh shit, Bryle. We ran over. But the second time I was just chilling. I was
See,
just
so
walking
Yeah.
around
people,
and-
we value our, solitude. We value those moments. We kind of get to
Right.
ourselves. But I think ultimately we kind of want to be with
We're
others.
communal
You know what I mean?
creatures.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Right.
For sure.
I'm there for the music, but I'm
Yeah.
also there because of the people.
Right.
Exactly.
Like I want to hang out with the people that I'm going with. So.
Right.
And there's like a chunk of things that you can do with people that you enjoy, like what the boys are doing right now. They're playing Nintendo Switch while we do this, and this
Yeah.
is like,
That's
but
right.
Like, I love it because I don't know. I think that's a way to kind of keep the ADD in us going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We want. Speaking of which, to kind of help a little bit of a segue, we at the Jack in the Box podcast, we're thinking about doing something to interact with our audience just a little bit better. All right. So George is you've been a little bit of a brainchild on it. You want to speak to the people on it? Can you? While you play?
While I play, let me see.
Can you
So
do
I'm
that?
just coming up with a newsletter. It's gonna be called Jack in the Box Quickie.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna
Sweet.
give a little recap, basically, on our shows for that month, and then possibly give you guys a little insight on a secretive story. And
Yeah.
then you're-
Share
we're gonna
secrets
share a
and stories
story.
there,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
For sure.
You're just not gonna know whose story it is. You just gotta
Exactly.
guess if it's
Interesting.
if it's Si's, mine, or Alex over here. You know what I'm saying? So
Ooh.
And you guys know how
I
it
like
is.
that.
We live by a certain motto on the show, and it is simply that nobody is safe. So, guys, we'll be bearing it all to make sure you guys are highly entertained, because that's all we want to do is we want to tickle your brain. Is
I
what
want to
it is.
make email cool again.
Hey, it can happen. I
email's a
believe.
thing, though.
Yeah,
Trust me.
I believe
No,
it.
trust
You could
me.
probably just go into your email and look for hours, and that's the only one you look at all day. But
Yeah.
that'll be
Yeah,
respected.
like
so.
you're gonna see on the newsletter.
One of the top notifications I get on my phone are email notifications.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, how many
They
emails?
come through all day.
How many emails do you have in your box right now?
You need an
Ooh,
email
that's
to
a
have
good
any of your
question.
social
Let's
media
not.
accounts.
Let's look.
Like I bet I had the highest out of everybody.
130.
Well, I don't have. I
Emails
always
in the
mark mine
box?
as
No, I got
red.
I have 130 in mine.
130.
No, I have
Yeah.
one.
Well, I'm
130.
playing. I can't.
I have 140.
Mine's is in the thousands. I don't delete
Oh
my shit.
shit.
You don't,
Very
but you don't
dependent.
mark. But why don't you mark them as red?
Yeah,
fuck.
that's that.
That shit drives
notification.
me crazy.
Yes,
Like I'm about to do it
yes.
right
I don't
now
give a fuck. I don't
No.
give
That
a
little red dot. on the
Yes.
corner, I
Me at
can't
all.
stand
with the
that thing.
number, and it tells you.
No, but
Like it
I'll
sits there
see-
all day. Like bitch, you didn't read
I'll look
these.
at that
Right, like, when are you
notification,
gonna
but once
check
I back
this
out of
shit?
it, it doesn't give me that thing no more. I just
Oh,
haven't
because
read
you
it.
don't have an iPhone.
Exactly.
The iPhone, they
exactly
they
what
have
we
done
were
a
talking
great
about on
job
the way
of
here.
keeping you on this thing.
Nah, I'm good. It's
Like
okay.
they're like you
So
keep
true.
that thing on you.
Locked
Isn't it
in.
amazing the influence that technology has on us?
Whew.
Locked
You know what I
in.
mean? It makes us biased towards each other. It's like the second I give you a text message and it shows up green, you're going to judge me, aren't you?
Absolutely, absolutely.
You know what my
If you don't
response-
text me with
Group
blue
chat
dots,
is
Dan,
messed
do me a
up
favor,
because
bro.
of that.
And me.
Yeah,
I'm this
And
dickhead,
Jen.
too. And Jen, yeah.
Jen.
My response
There's
is
three.
Me out, bro.
if I
Speak on
can't
the
see when
Androids.
you've read my text
I
or
don't-
when
you
you're
don't need it.
texting me,
Yo, chill out.
I am
You don't need
stressed.
no nothing.
We can't
No.
hang.
I like
Yeah,
that
we're not doing
buffer.
this.
I
You
like to
require
have
too
that
much
buffer.
information. Yeah, no way.
You
Turn
know?
your read receipts off then. Whatever. Apple gives you
Android
options.
people, bro. Why are Androids more? Why are the
Oh no! I mean,
Let's not
everybody
get into
loves
this.
money, right?
Oh, it's gonna be a battle.
color is
You
money?
don't know.
Green.
Yeah.
All right,
It's a
money's
battle.
green,
Not get
baby.
into this.
It's a battle.
I don't care how amazing your camera is. Whenever you post it on Instagram, it looks like it was taken on a potato.
No.
Every time.
Potato.
A potato. Every time. I don't care. You got 9 cameras on the back of your phone and it looks like and there's nothing you can tell me.
120
I got-
times zoom for
I gotta
what?
show you some of my photography that I've done on my phone.
All right. I'll take a
yeah,
look.
you're
Because you know
right.
what? I'm always
Because
willing
he has
to
a,
have
he
my
has an
mind
app.
changed.
That's why, or like,
That's what it is.
Right?
You're cheating with the
It's
app.
not-
Technology.
It's what the app, right?
He said
The-
cheating with the app.
The camera
Cheating
itself
motherfucker.
has
Visco?
very good features.
Yeah, see the
Visco.
No, I don't use
Fuck
Visco.
I love Visco.
I
hate
use
Visco.
Snapseed.
Listen, I'm always willing to have my mind change. If you can prove to me otherwise,
All right.
I will.
Bring the
I will
evidence, she
entertain.
says.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that will put a ribbon on part 1 of episode 9. Make sure you check out part 2 coming at you real soon. You're going to want to hear how DC the Guide and VV Bunny end this conversation, trust me. On behalf of Hip Hip 407, stay young, live fresh, and your boy Christopher Sy Anthony, make sure you like and subscribe. Catch you later, freaks.